the brain-eating amoeba. It's a hot summer afternoon and you decide to cool off at a nearby lake. The water feels perfect, warm, calm, and inviting. You dive in, swim for a while, and come up refreshed. You don't think twice about it. A few days later, you develop a dull headache. Maybe it's dehydration, you think. You go ahead and chug 4 white monsters. But the pain gets worse. You start feeling nauseous, your neck stiffens, and bright lights bother your eyes. By the next day, the headache becomes unbearable. You go to the hospital, thinking it's just a bad migraine. Doctors suspect meningitis, an infection of the brain's protective layers. But standard antibiotics don't help. Within hours, your condition worsens. You feel disoriented, confused, and feverish. Your balance starts to falter. A CT scan shows swelling in your brain. That's when the doctors realize what it could be. Naegleria fowleri. It's rare, but when it strikes, it's almost always Naegleria fowleri is a microscopic amoeba, a single-celled bastard found in warm, fresh water, like lakes, rivers, hot springs, and even poorly maintained swimming pools. The amoeba isn't dangerous if you drink it. It gets destroyed by stomach acid. The real danger begins when water enters your nose. From there, Naegleria fowleri can attach to the inside of your nasal passages and travel along the olfactory nerve, the one that connects your nose to your brain. Once it reaches the brain, it begins destroying tissue, causing a condition called primary amoebic meningoencephalitis. Typically occurs within 5 to 7 days of symptom onset. Survival is extremely rare. Fewer than 10 people worldwide have survived out of hundreds infected. It's a reminder that even something as innocent as a swim on a hot day can carry a risk, however rare, that you'd never imagine. The laughing. You live in a quiet mountain village deep in the highlands of Papua New Guinea. Life is simple. Families gather together, share meals, and honor their dead through long-held traditions, eating their freaking brains raw. But one year, something strange begins to happen. You notice an elderly woman in the village walking unsteadily. She trembles when she tries to stand and bursts into sudden fits of laughter, even when nothing's funny, like some kid cracked a skibbity brain rot joke. And one day, you start to feel it too. A slight tremor in your hands, a feeling that your legs won't move quite right. You try to laugh it off, but your laughter sounds strange, almost forced. Deep down, you know what it is. Kuru, or the laughing, is one of the world's rarest and most haunting diseases. It's caused not by bacteria, viruses, or parasites, but by prions, misfolded proteins that cause other normal proteins in the brain to misfold as well. Yes, just protein. The same one vegans think they get from freaking donuts. Over time, they destroy brain tissue, leaving behind tiny holes that make the brain look like a sponge. The disease was once found almost exclusively among the 4 tribe of Papua New Guinea, who practiced ritual as part of funeral rites. Relatives would consume the body of the to honor and preserve their spirit. Sadly, this also spread the prion proteins from infected brains into the bodies of those who participated. After infection, kuru could take years or even decades to appear. The word kuru means to shake in the 4 language, but it became known internationally as the laughing death because of the uncontrollable emotional outbursts it caused. There was no cure for kuru, but once the 4 people abandoned holistic funeral rituals in the late 1950s, the disease slowly disappeared. So, the next time you think of eating some succulent raw human brain, just don't. The bubonic plague. One morning, you wake up with intense chills. You brush it off, probably just a cold. By evening, your head throbs and your body feels heavy. Then you notice it. A painful swelling under your arm, another near your groin. They feel hard, hot, and tender. Fever burns through you. The next morning, your reflection shocks you. Your skin looks gray, your lips are dark, and those lumps, they've turned black. You try to drink water, but your hands tremble too much. Outside, you hear coughing, crying, and the tolling of church bells. Neighbors are one by one. By the 3rd day, you can barely move. The pain is unbearable. You whisper a prayer, but no one comes close enough to hear. Everyone's too afraid. You have the plague. The bubonic plague, or Black Death, is one of the diseases in human history. In the 14th century, it killed nearly 50 million people, erasing entire towns. It starts when a flea carrying the bacterium Yersinia pestis bites you. The bacteria travel to your lymph nodes, your body's immune filters, and start multiplying like wildfire. That's what causes those large, swollen black lumps called buboes. Soon, the infection spreads through your blood, poisoning every organ, turning your skin dark and gangrenous. If the bacteria reach your lungs, you develop pneumonic plague, the most contagious and fastest form. You start coughing up bloody mucus, and just breathing near someone could infect them too. Even today, it survives quietly in wild rodents and fleas in parts of Africa, Asia, and even the American Southwest. Each year, a few hundred people still catch it. But modern antibiotics can now save most if treated early. Still, Yersinia pestis remains one of the most feared pathogens on Earth, capable of spreading fast, silently, and surviving for centuries. The rabies. You're walking home one evening, taking the same shortcut through a quiet street. A stray dog appears near a garbage bin. It looks oddly aggressive with hypersalivation. Before you can move away, it lunges forward and bites your leg. You manage to push it off and it runs away. The wound is small, just 2 puncture marks. You wash it with soap and water, put on some antiseptic, and decide not to see a doctor. A few weeks pass, the bite heals completely. Life feels normal again. Then, one day, you start to feel feverish. You're unusually anxious, and your throat feels tight when you try to swallow water. You dismiss it at first, but the symptoms quickly worsen. Soon, confusion sets in. You feel restless, frightened, and your muscles twitch uncontrollably. At the hospital, the doctors recognize it immediately. It's rabies, and by this point, there's nothing they can do. The virus has reached your brain. Rabies is caused by the notorious rabies virus, carried in the saliva of infected animals. The virus enters through a bite or scratch and travels slowly along nerves toward the brain. Once it reaches the brain, it causes inflammation and chaos, leading to confusion, aggression, paralysis, and an intense fear of water called hydrophobia. What makes rabies so terrifying is its certainty. Once symptoms begin, no treatment can stop it. But here's the twist. Rabies is completely preventable if treated immediately after exposure. So make sure you never neglect any strange animal bite. Look for help immediately. That's it for today, and have a lovely day.